Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
I'm gonna have to come with you. No. When do we start?
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Zach and I'm here with
Jared. My name is Jared. It's not that hard.
the short round to my Indiana Jones, Jared.
You cheat very big, Dr. Jones.
Oh God, don't do that.
I'm just quoting the movie.
Okay.
That's a line from the movie.
It is a line from the movie.
What's your problem?
The accent.
That's how he says it.
This week we got all the pop culture news there is. It's like mostly Star Wars news.
Yes.
It's like more than half, I think. This week in comics history, I remembered to do it this week.
Attaboy, way to be on top of things.
I almost forgot it again.
Oh my lord.
And then I remember, I'm like, oh, no, I got to do that. Sports. And finally, Batman and Robin, followed by your questions.
Oh, I've got questions about Batman and Robin.
I might have answers.
I doubt you do. These are more existential questions, meaning of life questions.
My main question is why was it over 2 hours? When I threw it on, I'm like, this can't be that long. And I'm like, oh my God, it's over 2 hours. How can something that long have nothing happen?
No comment. There's a joke to be made, and I'm going to let it go.
The answer is by having about 7 subplots that don't go anywhere.
Correct.
All right. I don't know. Do you have anything else?
New podcast, new episode of the Coach's Room podcast dropped this week. Really good one. Joe Burnham is on. Has a good story.
Who the hell is that?
He's the girls basketball coach at Winthrop High School. He's turned a program around.
So he's your competitor.
Yeah, but they only won one game in 2 years and had to go do a JV schedule. And now they're one of the favorites to win the state championship. So he's really turned that program around in the last 5 years, 7 years. So it's a great story.
All right. So I don't really have any other news. Nothing exciting is happening.
No, not really.
I have a business. Please come shop at it.
There you go. School's starting.
Fantastic.
Be careful. Beware of children when you drive and buses.
Oh, I was going to more say watch out for cops in school zones.
Or just watch out for children and don't speed through school zones.
You're asking a lot.
I am. I'm asking you to be a decent, kind, considerate member of society. Apparently that is too much.
Sometimes. But from there, we're going to move on to the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
I really got to upgrade this, then I can just play it and have it recorded. And
Yeah.
oh well, we'll get there
Someday.
when I have a few hundred extra bucks. First news of the week. You didn't see this. It's fine. I accepted it.
Me?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, you weren't going to have anything to really add.
Oh, okay.
The Breaking Bad movie had its first trailer, and probably only trailer.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be out in October, but it does have kind of a funny story behind it. Someone at Netflix done messed up.
Oh, yeah?
Someone there put a placeholder card in their system, and of course Reddit found it almost immediately.
Oh, no.
So I don't think they actually meant to drop the trailer. It was just like once it was out,
Oh.
they're like, ah, crap. Here's the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Oops.
It's very much what a tease is supposed to be. There's just one character from the show, a minor character, Skinny Pete, still skinny. Good for him. He's just given a monologue about how he's not going to help the cops find Jesse.
Ah, so.
And there's some good music. It's just these couple of long takes. Yeah, it gives you exactly what you need. They throw out a name. You're like, ooh, I remember that. I want to find out what happened after the end of the show. That he reminds you what happened at the end of the show. Helpful bits of information.
A little bit of exposition.
Well, the reason I didn't even have you watch it because nothing really happens in the teaser.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine.
Okay.
I'm teased, and I want to see this movie. Now that I know it's coming in October, great.
Even better.
We won't do a show about it because we already have enough stuff getting in the way of our Halloween shows.
All right.
Looking at you, the Joker movie.
That could be a Halloween show.
Is that what's happening in October? Whatever. Speaking of the Joker movie, the Joker had a trailer.
Yes. I liked it. This is going to be kind of a raw one. I like it.
A lot more De Niro in this one.
Yeah, a ton of De Niro.
I mean, I guess why not? Him and Scorsese are just pumping him out right now between this and The Irishman.
Yes. I think that this is going to be, it could be unlike anything we've ever seen. I think this is where DC can make their bread and butter is these one-offs. They don't have to create a whole universe, just create some really fun movies and tell some cool stories.
Yeah, I mean, this is really their first, for lack of a better term, Elseworld story.
Yeah.
I mean, people know this, at least the lore of like Batman and Superman, and the rest are kind of meh, but
They call him Arthur.
yeah, I forget it's Arthur something. Fleck. Arthur Fleck.
Wasn't that his name in one of the comics?
No.
No.
That's totally original. He's Affleck. He's Affleck.
So I almost wonder, like, here's maybe like a theory I have. Maybe he's not really the real Joker. Maybe he's just a guy that falls in line with the real Joker because there seems to be a lot going on. And he's just he's delusional and wants to be like the Joker.
Could be. Yeah, he could be totally inspired by it. Who the hell knows? Because we do get that line where he's like, introduce me as Joker, and they kind of give him this look. So yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing it out of the realm of possibility. I don't know. I mean, it looks interesting, at least.
It does.
I don't know if that means good. I know that means interesting, which is, more than you could say for some stuff.
Yeah, I like interesting. It's got my money. I want to go see it.
And if I can go into something not being like, I know what, your formula is going to be, what your whole 3-act structure
Going into
is.
something knowing that's going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I don't actually really know what the story of this is fully.
Yeah.
Like if we were going to break it down into acts 1, 2, and 3.
You know?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm sure act 1 is all like, it looks like stuff with his mom and.
Yeah, well,
like
why he becomes kind of
up.
crazy. Act 2 is probably him becoming like that, and then who knows what act 3 is.
Well, I mean, from what, I'll throw it out there. The way that, so probably the act 1 break will be him turning into the Joker. The act 2 break going into act 3, that's the all is lost moment, or the worst thing ever happens moment. So his mom probably dies.
Yeah.
And that probably pushes him over the edge or something. That's my guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll find out.
But I don't know what it's really building to. Like, what's the climax of it? He's just
Little over a month away.
Yeah. Screw it. I'm throwing out the one of 2 bits of comics news.
All right.
Because they're exciting. Garth Ennis is returning to The Punisher. If you don't know the name, if there's basically anything you've liked from The Punisher, it's probably him. He did all the Marvel Knights stuff for The Punisher. People love that. So he's coming back for one series called Soviet, probably fighting some Russians. And another one, Nick Fury. So he's probably fighting Nick Fury.
The guy seems to want to fight everybody.
Is he going to be the Nick Fury that's on the moon? Is it going to be a flashback to like Vietnam era? Who the hell knows? But
David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury?
He's just drunk on the ground.
Life model decoy?
That's just David Hasselhoff, though.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
How can a man put his body through that much abuse and still look that good?
That's a great question. I don't know.
He's not human.
No, he's not. He's a champion.
But yeah, Garth Ennis coming back is good news. So, pre-order those. Let's talk Star Wars.
Yes.
Star Wars comics.
Okay.
I threw a curveball at you.
You did.
The Star Wars comic the main title is going to be ending at issue 75. Is this the end of Star Wars comics?
Probably not.
No chance.
Not even close.
My guess, and this isn't confirmed, but if I had to throw out a guess, we've had 75 issues that are following a pretty consistent story, but it's been all in between New Hope and Empire. I'm going to guess whatever the next series is going to maybe do between Empire and Return of the Jedi, or some other missing chunk. Be my guess, but I can't confirm that, but there's no way in hell Star Wars books are stopping.
No, they can't.
And they never will. Star Wars forever, baby.
Booyah.
Star Wars TV, this was the one that was rumored last week, but confirmed for this week. Ewan McGregor is back.
I saw that. That's so exciting.
Yeah. He's not going to have an ongoing like The Mandalorian. This is just...
I think it was 6 to 8 episodes. The scripts are already written.
Yeah, and it's just going to be that, and that's it.
I like it.
But still cool getting him back.
That's a huge announcement for the Disney Plus service, though.
Maybe they give him like an Alec Guinness haircut, get him that much closer.
Perhaps.
Explain why he can scream like a weirdo at those Jawas. It's not a normal noise.
He's using the Force.
Okay, great. The Force could do anything, I see.
Damn right it can. I mean, Princess Leia was in the cold of space and flew back to the ship.
I haven't said that in a while. Space Leia!
There you go. The Force is strong with this
one. I say
one.
it like the Godzilla.
Yes.
That's how I do it. So, I don't know. What's that story going to be? Because we've already seen the Darth Maul ending has already happened. Is this going to be like protecting young Luke from afar?
Could be.
Like maybe, I don't know, a bounty hunter finds out that Luke is on Tatooine and they're sent by the Emperor or something to... Nah, probably not the Emperor.
No.
But maybe there's a bounty on like the son of Skywalker because someone knows that he's not dead because, people talk.
Yeah, it's space. There's a lot of place for rumor, conjecture.
Because I feel like you can't have Obi-Wan interact. I'm sure we're going to get a young Luke, but I'm sure they can either barely interact or just have Obi-Wan like pegging things off from afar.
Yeah, I think it may be a little bit of both. I think there'll be some like chance instances where they might bump into each other or something like that.
And then more Star Wars, all Star Wars. The Mandalorian had its first trailer.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, there was some footage shown Comic-Con that wasn't officially released. But yeah, this is the first official trailer. Looks good.
Yeah, space violence.
Something like 15 million an episode.
Yeah, I like the one shot of a guy getting cut in half by a space door.
I knew you would. I knew that'd be your favorite part.
It's the visceral Star Wars we've been looking for.
I bet it still cuts away, though, like it does in that trailer.
Can we also talk about the fact that Apollo Creed was in that?
Yeah, Carl Weathers right up front.
Yeah, I was like, It took me a moment. I was like, wait, that wasn't Lando. That was someone else.
Yeah, I forgot he was in this. I know it was announced a while ago, but, other things have happened since then.
Yeah, Ivan Drago hit him into a galaxy a long time ago and far, far away.
Giancarlo Esposito's in this. Speaking of Breaking Bad, guess what? He's another villain, but he does it really well.
Well, it's good to be bad.
Maybe he won't get blown up this time.
Oh, one can hope.
Or maybe he will.
One can hope.
He is a villain.
Mm.
I mean, this is not a series of heroes.
No, I like it. Dirty, grimy, gritty, criminal.
So I have two predictions. One, I bet the Mandalorian will never take his helmet off, so it's going to be like Judge Dredd.
Ooh.
I know the actor underneath it. He's one of the guys from Game of Thrones, the guy that got his head crushed.
That you're not really specific there. A lot of people died in very gruesome ways.
If I say the guy who got his head crushed in Game of Thrones, people know which one I mean, because there was one that was like
the guy in the mountain or whatever.
Yes.
Pops the head.
Yeah, that one was a little much. Yeah, it's that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that was gross. I didn't really need that.
I don't think the guy who got his head popped needed that either.
Well, he's fictional. I had to watch it.
Oh, well, he had to die, so.
Fictionally.
That's that poor stuntman.
You're right. That's how that show worked. Everyone that died was they just killed hundreds of stuntmen.
Wow. Good thing I'm not a stunt person.
But Favreau says that he's not in it, but I am willing to bet your season closer, because this is what what I've noticed of nostalgia shows like to do, is I bet Boba Fett walks in, like that's your closing scene of season 1. Favreau says he's not in it, but I bet that's how you're going to end season 1, is like Boba Fett like stumbles into Mos Eisley or something.
No, this takes place after the First Order.
No, this is like 6 years after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, Boba Fett. Oh, yeah, I guess he could stumble in coming out of the...
I mean, if he's just getting digested.
Yeah,
Favreau says he's
years.
not in it, but I bet he is. I bet that's how you close season 1.
Maybe the Mandalorian is Boba Fett.
No, I don't think they do that.
That'd be kind of a cool swerve.
I mean, potentially. But I don't know, like stuff like Cobra Kai bringing back the villain from the first Karate Kid movie, like that's their closing scene. Star Trek Discovery, how do we end season 1? It's the Enterprise, and that's your closing shot. So I'm willing to bet this formula that's been popping up recently it's Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
But yeah, whatever. Show looks good. I guess that's out in November, so I guess I'll be getting Disney Plus, which also comes with Hulu and ESPN Plus.
Oh, that's a big win.
Yeah, and it's the cheapest streaming service out there. That's their claim right now.
How much a month?
$7.99.
That is cheaper than $10.99 for whatever.
Netflix and...
What about if you already have Hulu? Can you just get Disney Plus by having Hulu?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not a customer service agent.
Well, I'm going to have to do some research.
You're going to get it anyway. Then you'll just have Hulu, and ESPN Plus will be nice.
That's fair.
Then I can watch more G League games.
Because you need to do that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
I guess there's no reason why not.
If it's there and I'm not paying extra.
That's a reasonable assertion.
Oh, but Star Wars isn't done yet because they released more footage at D23 that brings you back to the good old days.
Yes.
Showing you every Star Wars movie that ever was, except for 2 of them, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, they kind of glossed over that, didn't they?
Well, just the main series ones. But yeah, we got some new footage.
Yeah.
From Rise of Skywalker. And a new poster, which looks really stupid. Has like a cartoon emperor in the background.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
My favorite part of the poster is that Kylo Ren has that helmet back on, so after like Rian Johnson's like, get rid of this, JJ's like, oh no, we're getting the helmet back.
Bring it
Put it
back.
on him.
So, thoughts on the trailer, the footage? It's not really a trailer.
I think I've probably said this theory before, but I'm sure that when Kylo Ren was talking to Vader's helmet originally, it was really the Emperor doing something now that we know he's back. Because he's like, talk to me like you did before, Father. And it's just Anakin being like, I don't like sand. This is the way to the dark side.
Wow. Sand is the path.
That's what Kylo Ren took from it.
The staff that Rey has, the double-ended lightsaber, that looked like it was a dream sequence. I don't think that's real.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. I mean, we've seen, Luke cut off Vader's head and it was really his head. And blah, my guess is we've had a Dark Vision once. I'm sure we can sneak another one in there.
I think that the battle on the Death Star, though, is going to be pretty badass.
Yeah, I mean, from what we've seen of it. Or the thing about, like, people's like, she has a red lightsaber, that means she's evil. Or she just could have picked it up somewhere.
That's true.
Could have been like, gosh, I don't have a weapon. Well, I can't touch that one because it's red.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could have just picked it up. Do you see there was a great gif? I wish I could credit the guy. I don't remember what his name was. But of letting that out and all these, like, Swiss Army Blade, like, things come out too, and they're all those red lightsabers.
I did not see that.
That was the funniest thing.
I'll have to find it.
Should have retweeted it. Now I feel like I let you down.
You did.
But that's just so great. Just you see all these other things, but like,
well, there it is. Wah wah.
It's like a screwdriver, a can opener, some scissors in there.
That's handy.
Yeah,
that's very handy. Rey's telling him it's too dangerous.
I'm not really worried about the idea of she's going evil. Like, kind of doubt it, right? That's pretty unlikely.
I mean, they could. I mean, what's to stop them?
I don't know.
Common sense.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, I think people discovered that they don't like it when a female character they've been following for a number of years suddenly does a weird heel turn at the end of a thing.
That's fair.
I think there's evidence out there that says that's not a good idea, and people don't really like it.
She'll have a moment of doubt, perhaps, but I feel like the double-ended red lightsaber is part of a dream sequence. Maybe the Emperor is showing her what she could become.
Yeah, in whatever form he comes back in.
A blue Force ghost.
It could be that. There was, I don't know how much they're going to pull for whatever. It's like, there's a thing in the comics, although they have been doing a better job about, like, incorporating the outside stuff more recently. There, I might have said this before on the show, I don't remember. There was a Vader comic not that long ago. It was showing about, why Vader built his lair on, the stupid lava planet.
Mustafar?
Yeah. Mustafa. If you guys remember that Queen song?
Yes. But what was the theory?
So he was building it there because he was told that was a way to resurrect Padme and bring her back. But he was being told by this, like, evil helmet. And it turns out that the spirit of, like, this old Sith was inside the helmet, and once the palace was built, he was able to come back to life through said helmet by someone putting it on.
Oh, well, that's not really good.
So you could do some, I mean, we already have an evil helmet.
Yeah, could be a way to bring him back.
I don't know. That's one way. But what the hell do I know? Nothing. Everyone's all about Red-Eyed C-3PO. I don't really care. Maybe he does something useful this time. That'd be nice.
He's been hitting the spice.
And once again, going back to the comics, also actually the Vader comic, and then Dr. Aphra. His name's 000, and he's just a hardcore assassin droid that looks exactly like C-3PO, but he's fully black and has red eyes.
Maybe that's what this is.
Maybe he's gonna murder people.
A murderous C-3PO.
He's done it before.
I mean, he did kill a bunch of Jedi.
When he was on that stupid assembly line. Die, yeah.
I'm beside myself.
I hate that line so much. That is the low point of the Star Wars movies.
Those are kids' movies, remember. 1, 2, and 3 are, 1 and 2 are kids' movies.
They're all kids' movies. But come on, kids don't have to be idiots. Bad dialogue is still bad dialogue. I don't care what age you are.
In 5 of the original 6 movies, though, people get arms and hands cut off. That's not very kid-like.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Kids love that.
Does somebody get something cut off? Yeah, in every movie, somebody gets cut down by a lightsaber, and you see it.
Yeah, for the kids.
Darth Maul gets cut in half. Anakin loses an arm. The Changeling loses an arm in the bar. And the third one... Anakin loses his other two arms, his other head. Oh yeah, Dooku loses his head, 2 hands. Anakin loses 2 legs and his other arm. That's all in the first 3 movies.
He's set on fire.
And set on fire. Burnt alive.
Yeah, but the whole time I'm going, what does the higher ground have to do with this? Just flip slightly higher, or don't flip.
Yeah,
this is really your own fault.
You overestimated your powers.
If you don't have the vertical, don't do it.
Exactly. Or why don't you just go and change the ground on which the battle is fought on? Obi-Wan's not going to let you go anywhere.
Yeah, I guess that he could just go like, I'm out.
I'll fight somewhere else.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
I guess you have to chase me. That'd be a funnier ending. He's just like, you can come to me.
Yep. I'll see you later.
It's over, Anakin. Okay.
Yep. See you in hell, Obi-Wan.
I'm going to go steal your ship.
Technically, it was Padme's ship.
Whatever, she's dead. And then Marvel came out and announced 3 more shows. Holy hell. And at this point, they're running out of big-name characters.
Yeah.
There's not many left.
Getting too big.
I mean, I don't know. There's She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Moon Knight. Who the hell are these characters?
Well, it's She-Hulk.
Well, you tell me who She-Hulk is.
It's the female version of Hulk.
You're close enough.
There you go.
She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, cousin of Bruce Banner. She's in an accident and has to get a blood transfusion, but she can only get it from a family member. Hulk gives it to her, and then she becomes not like as big and strong. She still gets to keep her mind for the most part, but gets bigger, gets greener, can kind of turn it off and on whenever she wants, and she's a lawyer.
Good for her.
Also, kind of started in the 80s. She's kind of Deadpool light. She knows she's in a comic.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be curious if there is some fourth wall breaking with her. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see.
Because people are like, they're just trying to be like Deadpool.
Miss Marvel. What do you know about her?
She's a Miss, and her last name is Marvel.
Kamala Khan.
That's exactly correct. I was testing you.
The first Pakistani Marvel superhero. She is an Inhuman with the power to either grow or stretch her limbs. I wonder if they'll do the Inhuman thing, because I feel like they just want to avoid that name now after that TV show. Inspired by Carol Danvers, she takes her old moniker of Miss Marvel, and she protects Jersey City. Wait, is it Jersey? She protects one of the crappier cities in New Jersey.
Jeez.
One of the ones where I'm just like, just let it go. It's fine.
Bedminster.
Not great.
Yeah. East Newark.
I mean, Newark's terrible, but, very handy airport.
Yeah, there you go.
And Moon Knight. What do you know?
He's a knight that takes the power of the moon. He's like a werewolf.
He does maybe take the power of some kind of moon god. Mark Spector, he's super rich, and when he goes over to Egypt, maybe he gets powers given to him from a moon god, or maybe he's just crazy. It's one of those.
Ooh, okay.
He's kind of like Batman, but crazier, and maybe with the powers of a moon god.
Is he richer?
Egyptian. No, still pretty rich. Probably equal. He's comic rich, where it doesn't really matter. You just have enough money to do whatever you want.
So he's financially stable.
More than.
Okay.
But not mentally stable.
Well, I think those things might be, they might go hand in hand.
And then another cast member for the Eternals was announced. They brought out the whole cast. Whoop-de-doo. It's just, I'm aware that they're actors. But the one that they announced who also didn't come out is Kit Harington from Game of Thrones will be playing the Black Knight. What a random character.
'Tis but a scratch. Different Black Knight?
Yes.
Oh.
And as long as he says something more than, but she's my queen, then he'll be doing better than he did for the entire last season of Game of Thrones.
All right.
Black Knight has a sword, a cursed sword that whenever it's drawn, it must taste blood.
Oh, wow. That is black.
So it went from wearing all black and having a sword to wearing all black and having a sword.
Oh, typecasting.
Yeah. And he gets to be with his Game of Thrones brother who was brutally murdered.
Was he the one who got his head popped?
No, he got stabbed at a wedding.
Oh, the red wedding?
Yeah, that's the one.
Ah.
Don't give me that look. You're like, I heard a thing in passing.
I did.
Oh, and the other news that they announced out of D23 is that U.S. Agent is going to be on the Falcon Winter Soldier show. What do you know about him? That becomes a quiz show.
He's an agent from the U.S.
Again, not terribly far off.
See, I'm getting better at this.
Captain America went away for a while. He's like, I don't believe in the American way anymore. Or it's been corrupted or something like that. And he became nomad. And the government went, okay, we need a new Captain America. This guy, John Walker.
JW in the house.
Likes to drink Johnny Walker. Actually, I bet he wouldn't. That would be really annoying.
Yeah.
No, anything but.
I'd like a shot of Johnny Walker. I bet you would. I can do this all day. Yeah, I know.
Basically, he's hyper-conservative Captain America, but, slightly more complex than that. So he'll probably be a villain of sorts, or maybe the government's like, you don't get to choose who's the new Captain America. We tell you who's the new Captain America because we did the Accords or something.
Ah.
Probably something like that. But they'll probably, give him his own shield. They'll probably punch a bunch.
I like it. Is he going to walk places because he's Johnny Walker?
Probably. I mean, maybe they'll give him a motorcycle or a helicopter.
Why not both?
A helicopter or a motorcycle that can fly?
Yes, like Inspector Gadget.
What a terrible show.
What?
Oh, it's bad. I hate that buffoon.
You hate all things that bring joy to people's lives.
And that's about it for the news.
All right.
I mean, it's D23 week. It's a meaty news week.
Very meaty.
But from there, we're going to move on to that thing I forgot to do last week. To this week in comics history.
Superhero landing coming up.
This week in comics history.
Bunch of first appearances. Let's knock them out. Zatanna. She's a magician. She says things backwards, and then that thing happens.
Really?
Yeah. So it's really... I have so much trouble whenever she does a spell. I'm trying to say what it is. I have so much trouble. I have to go, letter by letter.
What if she says things like race car or level or Bob?
I don't know if it's ever come up.
That'd be a great episode. Great issue.
What are those called?
Palindromes.
Okay. I was going to say homonym. That's not
No.
right.
No. Homonyms are words that sound the same but are spelled differently.
But Zatanna first appeared in 1964 in Hawkman number 4. So many 4s in there. The Riddler. You know him. He's Edward Nygma. Sometimes he's played by Jim Carrey. Sometimes he's not.
Speaking of buffoonery.
I was blanking on the guy that played him in the 60s. That was better. Frank G. Frank G himself.
Frank G. Wow. Frank G?
I forgot his last name.
Let's see here. In the 60s?
Yeah.
1960s, Riddlers. The Riddler was played by Frank Gorshin.
I want to say Gershon. There we go.
Frank Gorshin.
Frank Gorshin. In one episode by Addams Family Guy.
What weighs 6 ounces, sits in a tree, and is very dangerous?
What was that, like a pigeon with a machine gun?
A sparrow with a machine gun. How do you divide 17 apples among 16 people?
Make applesauce.
That is correct.
Why do I remember these?
The more you take away, the larger it grows. What is it?
I don't remember.
A hole.
Ah, that's a good one.
What is it that travels on all fours in the morning?
So the one that made sense, I was like, I don't know.
What is it that travels on all fours in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 at twilight?
No idea.
Man.
Great. Whatever.
And then one last
Okay,
one.
fine.
One last one. What are the chilliest 12 inches in the world?
Mr. Freeze.
Cold feet. I see what you did there, and I moved right by it.
The Riddler first appeared in Detective Comics number 140 all the way back in 1948. He's been a mainstay for a while. Here's one that confused me. I didn't bother looking into why it's this way, but here it is. The Atom first appeared in The Atom number 3 in 1962.
So he first appeared in the 3rd issue of a series carrying his name.
Yeah, didn't look into it, just wrote it down.
Huh.
Bizarro first appeared in Superboy number 68 in 1958. He says the opposite of things, but sometimes it's not always the opposite because that would be confusing. It'd be impossible just to read the opposite. So it'd be like, me, I'm happy, meaning that, I am mad. And he just sounds like an idiot most
I'm
of the time.
confused.
About what?
Just by what you said. It's very...
Well, that's Bizarro. He's an angry Superman. He's the reverse Superman.
He is bizarre.
Elijah, the Skrull that Johnny Storm didn't realize he had married because she was impersonating Alicia Masters, first appeared in Fantastic Four number 357 in 1991.
Things aren't always what they seem to be.
Yeah, maybe don't marry a girl that supposedly looks identical to your sister. Brings up a lot of weird questions.
Yes, more than I have answers for.
Also, don't marry your best friend's ex.
Also, probably good life advice.
I mean, unless everyone's cool with it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ben wasn't cool with it.
Poor Ben.
But then she was a Skrull, so it's fine.
Is it, though?
Well, now people make fun of him a lot. I think that came up in a recent issue where he just gets mocked mercilessly for that. He's like, this needs to stop. And in 2009, video game news, Batman Arkham Asylum came out this week. From Rocksteady Games, kicked off a 4-game series, had Mark Hamill, and there's the Joker, Kevin Conroy as Batman. I'm sure everyone's played these games. They're very popular. The first 2 were written by Paul Dini, and I haven't played past the second one. I'll get around to it eventually. Don't know what to tell you. And of course, the big news of the week. This week in 1917. I was going to say a young boy, but I guess if you're born, you're really just a baby. A baby named Jacob Kurtzberg was born in 1917. Of course, would later be going by the pen name of Jack Kirby.
Ah.
So today, when we're recording, would have been his 102nd birthday.
Wow.
We literally did a whole episode dedicated to him, but what is there?
On his 100th birthday.
Yeah. I mean, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Hulk. I mean, most of the Marvel characters.
Yeah, he's
the driving force behind them.
He was the lead artist.
He is, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as most people are concerned, greatest comic artist of all time. Certainly his level of creation and insanity is wonderful. But yeah, would have been 102 years old this day. Everything that could be said about him has been said. He's the best.
You are a huge Kirby guy.
I am. It's funny, I didn't get it when I first got into comics. It took me a while to figure, it's just when you're reading new stuff, and everyone's like, this guy's so great, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, it looks weird and boxy, but it was one of those things, you just figure it out later, okay, I get it, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, well, famous last words.
It usually happens. But that is it for this week in comics history. Some first appearances and a big old birth. So from the Black Panther to the Carolina Panthers, it is time for Jared's Sports Reports.
He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. Bare-chested. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
It's time for another Jared Sports Report.
Interesting. Start off with baseball. Get it out of the way quickly. The Boston Red Sox are continuing to whittle away to try and get to that last wild card spot. They're chasing the Oakland A's. They are 6 games out of being in that wild card spot.
So possible but unlikely?
It's possible. Not saying unlikely, but it's possible. They have a big series with Tampa Bay coming up. Not sure when they play Oakland again, if they do play Oakland or not. Those could be some big series there down the stretch, but down to the last 4 weeks here, so a lot could happen between now and then.
And then it will start up 3 weeks after that.
What will?
Baseball. It's a very long season.
It won't start up again until next February. I mean, baseball will end late October, so you still got 2 months of baseball left. Patriots are 3-0 in the preseason. They have their final preseason game coming up before they get ready to open up with the Pittsburgh Steelers on opening night. It'll be the Sunday night game that they have, not Thursday night. That game usually goes to the Super Bowl champion to unveil their banner, but they're moving it. The Patriots will be playing on that Sunday night. See a couple of things.
One of them was caught with cocaine.
Yeah, Patrick Chung had cocaine in his house. Let's see what else.
Does anything happen to him?
He had an arraignment. I'm not sure what's happened since then, but well, he allegedly had cocaine in his house. That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Let's see. Other interesting news. Julian Edelman and Josh Gordon are both off the non-football injury list, so they're ready to go. They've been fully cleared. They probably will not see any action in the final preseason game, but I would imagine you might see both of them on opening night in game 1 in week 1, which is just 11 days away. 11, 12 days away from the recording of this podcast, so right around the corner, a week from this coming Sunday.
Packers and Raiders had the saddest preseason game.
Yeah, they were playing in Canada on a Canadian football field. And in Canadian football, the end zone is 5 yards deeper, but the goalposts sit on the end line. And apparently the Steelers didn't like that the cover over where the goalpost normally is
Well, they
wasn't
had to
very
fully
good.
move the posts, so there's a giant hole in the middle of the end zone.
Well, they covered the holes up, but they weren't
Apparently
satisfied
not
with.
well.
They were not satisfied with how they were covered up, so they demanded to play on a shorter field. So they played on an 80-yard field. There were no kickoffs.
Nope.
Literally
changed the whole game.
Yeah, it's preseason football, is what it is. Most of the big number one guys for each team didn't play, and that was a couple weeks ago now. So, other interesting Patriots news. Rob Gronkowski made an announcement this past week that he has joined with a CBD company promoting cannabis medicine. He said it really helped him recover from last season. He had a huge hematoma on his thigh after the Super Bowl, which he said they had to drain a liter of fluid out of.
Gross.
And that he could not sleep for more than 30 minutes at a time for month and a half, 2 months. He said it was one of the most painful injuries he'd ever endured in his body, physically and mentally. He's just tired of it. I mean, he said he had won the Super Bowl, and later that night was laying in bed in tears because he was in so much pain from his leg, his quad being all destroyed. And he says, like, it happens every week in the NFL, and guys try and play through it. And it's, a lot of interesting stuff is coming to light. Andrew Luck just kind of retired last weekend too.
News of the week.
Yeah, he just said, I physically and mentally cannot handle this anymore. And a lot of people are giving him a lot of problems, a lot of criticism
he got
for it.
Booed.
Yeah, he did. The story,
What a bunch of jackasses.
well, the story broke during the middle of the game, and he's there on the sideline jogging off, and people are booing him because they're finding out on their cell phones that he's announcing his retirement. It kind of pushed everything up because the story broke sooner than they wanted it to. So, but you know what? I say more power to him. He's 29 years old. He has his entire life ahead of him, and he owes nobody anything as regards to putting his life and his body on the line.
Did he just say he lost his love for it?
Yeah.
With everything that's happened?
He promised himself after a couple of years he missed a whole year with a torn labrum in his shoulder. He had missed significant time with a lacerated kidney, and he was just tired of the process of getting injured and rehabbing and getting injured again and rehabbing, and that continual process, which is mentally and emotionally and physically taxing. I mean, remember, the average length of an NFL career is 2.5 years.
Yeah, I mean, do what you want, man. Like, if you're physically spent and all you're going to be getting is more abuse, yeah, call it a day. You also have millions of dollars to fall back on.
Yeah, he's done well for himself financially, and it is what it is.
Yeah, appreciate what you have when you have it.
So,
and sometimes it just goes away.
All indications are that former Patriots backup Jacoby Brissett will be the opening day starter for the Colts. There you go. If you drafted Andrew Luck in your fantasy league, I'm sorry.
And next week, FIBA kicks off officially.
Guess who cares?
I think a good chunk of the world.
Not me.
You're not going to watch it?
Nope.
You watch FIFA, but you won't watch FIBA?
No, I won't watch FIBA. The United States is going to win. It's whatever.
They might not. They might not sweep this time.
They're
Sure, they haven't lost a game since before 2008.
I'd rather watch football.
Well, they're on at different times of the day.
I have more to do than just watch sports on TV this time of year.
That's your job here. Watch sports.
All right, I'm waiting for my paycheck.
Always so down. Always so negative.
No, it's just you're obsessed with basketball. Let there be time for other sports. The NBA season's right around the corner, and Jared Sports Reports can be Zach's Celtics update, and we'll be all fine and dandy.
Oh, we're talking FIBA. We're talking international.
I was talking America's pastime, baseball. And football.
No one cares about baseball. That's why they're doing stunts like go to the Field of Dreams.
Football.
People care about that.
Oh, the XFL announced the team names.
Oh, God, those are stupid. Every single one of them.
The Houston Roughnecks or something?
So they're all dumb.
Yeah. Well, they're better than the Outlaws and the New Jersey Hitmen.
So they were last time? I don't remember.
There was the Outlaws, the New Jersey Hitmen, the LA Galaxy. Oh, wait, that's WNBA. Sorry. Yeah, why don't you talk about WNBA?
I don't know when the games are on. Also, I don't want to.
There you go. See? Why?
Why don't you talk about it?
I don't need to. I talk about regional sports.
What was there something else? Oh, you were supposed to make your wild predictions at the end of week 3.
Oh, yeah. I guess I am.
Wild predictions.
Could be a Patriots-Rams rematch in the Super Bowl. Let's go with that. Patriots-Rams rematch in the Super Bowl. Patriots will play the Chiefs again in an epic AFC championship game. Actually, can't remember the last time there was an actual rematch in the Super Bowl. Maybe Patriots-Saints. Patriots-Saints. Saints should be good again this year. We'll have another great round of NFC, AFC championship games. And it'll be the Patriots and the Saints in the Super Bowl. And just for shits and giggles, the Patriots win. They get ring number 7. Brady retires that night. Boom. There you go. There's my wild and outlandish.
How many do they win?
Patriots?
Yeah.
They go 12-6, 13-5, maybe. Somewhere around there.
All right.
They're in the AFC East. That's 6 wins guaranteed.
All right. Guaranteed. Well, then why watch it?
It's entertaining.
Oh, well, then I guess There goes your FIBA argument.
Football is way more entertaining than FIBA basketball. Okay, maybe not 6 wins guaranteed. They probably in the AFC East they'll go 4-2 and they'll still win the AFC East. They will lose a game. They'll lose a game in Buffalo. They might lose to Buffalo, and they traditionally don't do well at Miami. So there you go. Actually, no, they won't lose in Buffalo. Tom Brady. No, they'll lose in Buffalo because that's a weird outlet. You want an outlandish prediction? The Patriots will lose in Buffalo, and Tom Brady barely ever loses in Buffalo. There you go.
All right. Do you want wild NBA predictions?
Nope.
You said we were going to do them the same time.
It's way too early for that. Wait till preseason starts. I will not listen to you about NBA predictions until preseason starts.
My opinion won't change.
Fine, but you can share it when preseason
Unless
starts.
more players move around, which is unlikely.
Okay, then we'll wait till preseason. You asked for NFL predictions. You got NFL predictions. People don't want back-to-back sets of predictions.
Also, Jeremy Lin is officially out of the NBA.
All right.
I'm glad we did that episode.
So you just move on. Move on. You just totally undercut anything you asked for when you said, give me NFL predictions.
So ornery.
I am.
All right. I guess keep that energy up.
Yes.
I'll just mention basketball occasionally in the middle of this just to keep that energy going.
I'm ready to rip this movie apart.
I'm ready to start differently than that.
You can.
Because everyone on the internet has talked this movie to death. Nothing has been not overanalyzed, beaten up, and just kicked repeatedly. The director has apologized for this movie. It's on the special features of the DVD of him apologizing for the movie.
George Clooney apologized.
But we are talking 1997's I guess that would be probably Steel. Steel is a worse movie in 1997 for superheroes. We saw it. It's not good. But 1997's second worst superhero movie, Batman and Robin.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret. I'm always angry.
It's time for an Editor's Note podcast review.
Yeah, I would totally watch Batman and Robin over Steel.
Yeah. Because everyone has given this movie such a kicking, I want to start with the positives. There are a couple. Very few.
Okay.
One of them happens almost immediately. I mean, first the movie opens up and it's just the bat signal and it freezes over, which when you go back to Tim Burton's first one, you spend like all that time with the atmosphere moving around and then it pulls out and you realize you've been inside the bat signal the whole time. So comparatively, it doesn't start nearly as well as one of those. But it does have probably the best shot in the movie in the first 2 minutes. They're in the cave and the Batmobile rises up and they do this overhead shot showing the Batmobile on the platform.
With a disco ball in the front end.
Well, it's backlit, or technically backlit, because the light's coming from underneath, so it's technically backlit, and you can see that the shape of the platform is in the bat symbol. That is a cool shot.
It is a cool shot.
That is the best shot in the movie.
It's also practical.
It happens very early.
It's a very impractical way to store your car. It's very difficult to access the Batmobile.
When it comes to performances, this movie is about as flat as they come, with the exception of Arnold, and one other character who I'm very sad was only in 2 scenes. Because both scenes he's in just hams it up in just the right amount of energy. Not too high. I mean, it's really high, but it's not like... It's still fun. I'm talking John Glover as Dr. Jason Woodrue, an actual DC character who would go on to be the Floronic Man.
Wow.
The guy who plays Poison Ivy's boss.
Oh, yes.
He is fun. He is damn fun.
What, you didn't like Bane?
No,
Okay.
Not even a little. But he asks her out on a date, and it's one of the best lines of the movie. He's like, well, I'm just not used to direction, so I guess you'll have to die. And then he just screams like a woman and tackles her. That's legitimately funny.
Yeah, it was a chuckle-worthy.
And then when he dies, it's the same thing. He's gold in both scenes he's in. And I think the movie made a big mistake by going with Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy and not him just being a nutbag. Because he elevates the 2 scenes he's in, which is, you can't say that for about anyone else.
It's hard to say that when the elevation requires you to just scuffle your feet along the carpet.
To actually emote.
Yes.
And there is one line I did legitimately like where it's actual acting and it seems like things people would actually say to each other. That only happens once in the whole movie.
When was that?
You're like, that never happened. Batman and Robin are walking away and they're like, Poison Ivy just put us under her spell, whatever. And like, we just have to fight it off because we have to remember that she's evil. And they're just kind of walking. This is beat and Robin's like, she has nice legs though. And Batman just kind of like very bounced off and naturally like, yeah, those are nice. It's a small moment, but it's actually funny and it's actually well acted. 2 whole seconds. But let's start with the positives of this movie.
That was that right there, wasn't it?
And Arnold at least tries.
Arnold, yeah, he's enjoyable in the movie. I did like Arnold.
All right, do you have any positives? I came up with about 8 seconds.
It ended.
Boy, it took a long time to end. I thought it was going to be 90 minutes, maybe.
No.
That was a solid 2 hours.
I really can't think of any positives. I mean, Alfred was good again.
Some of the time.
Yeah.
He's usually pretty consistent.
I mean...
But even his dialogue, because half of...
I did have a crush on Alicia Silverstone when I was younger.
Hopefully not from her acting.
No.
I mean, part of the problem with this script, I mean, there's a lot of problems. Like I said earlier, one of the big problems is there's so many subplots that are happening all at once. Literally nothing happens.
Yeah, because you have Alfred's sickness, you have Batman and Robin fighting over Poison Ivy, you have
Batgirl coming in.
You've got...
You have the Heart of Ice plot for Mr. Freeze. You have Poison Ivy trying to save the planet.
You have the observatory with the satellites that can channel the sunlight anywhere.
That's not a plot point. That's more of just a plot device.
Yeah.
But then one of them even just fully is dropped. Alfred spends the entire movie looking for his brother Wilfred.
Well, yeah.
Literally he has about 5 scenes looking for him. Just sitting in front of his computer, narrating to himself.
Well, he's dying of a disease.
Yeah. Where the hell is Wilfred?
Which just so happily is like conveniently the same disease that Freeze's wife died of.
Friggin' Wilfred.
Yeah.
All right, this isn't a phrase, right? So if I were to say to you, hey, things are going bad, but if I were to give you a direction of how things are going, what would you say?
Things are going south.
Yeah. At one point in the movie, Bruce Wayne goes, and that's when things went north. I was like, the hell?
North, ice, cold.
The south is cold too.
Yeah. I got
what
people.
What the hell? That's not a phrase. You can't say that's when things went north. I was just like, hang on.
Oh. What were your feelings?
Is that?
What were your feelings on the whole opening fight? They didn't even know what's going on and who's responsible, but they have ice skates in the bottom of their shoes.
Those couldn't fit in there.
No. Plus, okay, just so many balls. They go up in the rocket, right?
Well, even before that.
And they're able to the sky snowboard back down?
It's a video game. This movie is written like a video game. They literally know something's wrong. They get suited up. They're leaving. And then, screw it, let's just steal this joke from Austin Powers. Basil Exposition shows up to say, this is your mission.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a video game.
We don't get a lot of Bruce Wayne in this either.
No. And everything that's been said about this set, basically, if you couldn't see their face, no one was there.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
That's the Bruce Willis approach to acting. If it's not a close-up, I'm not in it. So, yeah, they were barely there. Why is George Clooney phoning it in? He's not a movie star yet. Right now, he's still the ER guy, and this is at a time when TV actors didn't become film actors. So why is he phoning it in?
No, this could have, ruined his career.
He also could have tried, and maybe it would have made the movie better.
How about the Bat card? What was your feelings on the Bat card?
That's something the internet. It's stupid.
Yes.
It's all the branding is stupid. I think it's a joke about how much Batman brands, because even when he's cutting himself down from Poison Ivy, his saw has a bat signal on it. Everything has a bat signal on it. It's stupid. The credit card doesn't make sense because what bank account is that going to?
Yeah, exactly. It's very easy to trace.
Who's sending those out? I mean, was there a tie-in promotion? Because whenever there's a big movie, they're like, and now you can get your Avengers credit card. It has terrible deals, but we're hoping people will just be suckered into it. Were there Batman credit cards?
I can't remember.
There probably were.
More than likely.
I know Joel Schumacher, the director, has talked about he got notes from the studio saying that it had to be more toy-centric.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was toys everywhere to be made in that movie.
I've never heard that phrase before. But yeah, the studio said it had to be more toy-centric. They're changing their outfits. They're just driving vehicles for 3 seconds just to get rid of them. Poison Ivy even brings up action figures at one point.
If you think about the different vehicles that they had the Batwing, they had Robin's motorbike, they had the Batmobile. What else did they have?
That weird sled that Robin's on. They had Batgirl's motorcycle. They had a different Batmobile.
Also, you want to talk about how dated this movie was? There was a CD-ROM with video on it that somehow Alfred burned.
I just had read Alfred's CD.
Yes.
I loved that. Also, Alfred, terrible or wonderful at graphic design for some reason.
Yeah, also, why has he already, created a suit for his niece?
Why?
How does he know her bust and butt measurements to make that form-fitting suit? Huh?
She doesn't make any sense. I mean,
Answer me that.
I don't know why they went out of their way to say that she was in England, because she sure doesn't sound like it.
Also, when she comes back from England, the fact that she's wearing her school uniform after flying across the ocean.
She is so flat in this. I mean, holy hell, that is not a good performance.
No, this was...
Some people are going over, Uma Thurman is too far over. It's like she's big, but without any energy. She found a terrible line to walk there. Schwarzenegger, I feel like you could tell what scenes were filmed early, because in about half of them, he has some crap in his mouth to make his teeth glow blue. That's not in all the movie. Sometimes it disappears in scene to scene. I feel like he got halfway through, he goes, I'm not doing this anymore.
No.
Take this crap out of my teeth.
Exactly.
He also told the production he was going to shave his head, and he's like, nah, I'm not. In the scene where he's smoking a cigar, that's a real Cuban cigar. Bon Jovi came to the set and gave him a bunch of Cuban cigars, and he went to the props department and said, make this white because I'm going to smoke it.
Wow. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's a real Cuban cigar gifted to him by Bon Jovi, painted by the props department.
That's probably the best piece of...
Arnold needs to get his smoke on.
That's the best thing about the whole damn movie.
That scene is pretty awful.
Yeah.
Why does he want to sing that song? What does that have to do with his character?
I have no clue whatsoever. How about the big epic end battle, quote, epic end battle, which they go to the Gotham Planetarium, which is really weirdly placed to have a major planetarium in the middle of a city because all the light pollution would make it useless. But the whole fact that they could channel the sun's light back around and melt Gotham City.
That's just a weapon. That's a laser.
Yeah.
That is a space laser that can also apparently spy on you in your bedroom.
Although, I mean,
that's not good.
I criticized that, but I was okay with the one in Die Another Day, the James Bond movie.
Boy, that freezing effect. They have all these rubber icicles. Those things don't sit still.
Or
you know how ice loves to just sway whenever someone gets near it?
Yeah. How about when he runs his ice gun across one person, they freeze to death. He runs it across Batman and only gets ice on his wrists.
Yeah, it's very specific.
Yes, just saying.
Oh, so the other big issue that I had with the script is every other line is a joke and none of them land, except for the two I mentioned.
Yeah.
How can you have a script that's that unfunny when it's nothing but jokes?
How about the Robin yell when Batman deactivates his...
Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Funny for the wrong reason.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, there's such a thing as movies that are so good, they're bad.
So bad, they're good?
Yeah.
You said so good, they're bad.
Sorry. I was all turned around by this movie, which isn't fun to watch. It's overproduced and under-efforted.
Yeah. There was potential here, I feel like.
I mean, it's a good cast for the most... I mean, most of these actors have done good things or went on to do good things.
I would much rather watch Batman Forever than this.
They're both terrible. I'll never watch them again. This is the last time. I'm never going to do it.
Wow, no. I would, if given a choice between having to watch these two, I would watch Batman Forever. Batman Forever gave us a great song.
Yes, this one did not.
Yeah.
I mean, Clooney should be perfect casting.
Yeah.
He should be. He should be perfect. I know people are always like, bring back Keaton for old man Bruce Wayne. I'm like, okay, bring back Clooney. I was doing so well not cursing this episode.
You did a really good job up until then. I'm proud of you.
If you go play the tape back, I cut myself off many times.
Yes.
But yeah, he should be perfect.
But he's not.
He's terrible.
Yeah, he's not very good.
I don't think he wanted to be there.
I think he did and then realized what he got himself into and he couldn't get out of it.
And people make fun. It's not like this movie is that un-90s. It's pretty friggin' 90s. People act like it's so much more terrible and garish than a lot of other crap from the 90s.
No,
this is right on par with the 90s.
It's supreme 90s.
Which is why the 90s is the worst decade for film. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There are some good ones in there, but
Ninja
it's mostly
Turtles?
crap.
Ninja Turtles 2?
Those are your examples of
Jurassic
fine
Park?
cinema. Okay, good. You at least got there.
Let's see, what else from the 90s? Phantom Menace? No.
I guess it doesn't work if I just make faces at you in an audio medium.
No, it doesn't, but I think people can sense the disappointment on your face. I'm trying to think of other 90s movies. Matrix was in the 90s.
Oh, I have two. You know what? I'm just going to throw this one out there. It just bugged me. So at the end, when they're discussing how they're going to melt Gotham, Robin's like, we have 8 minutes to go. And then the next shot is the shot of the clock. I'm like, that says 12. You're not even trying with the edit or trying to keep consistent with the script. That just says 12 minutes.
Yeah, no cutting into E.
No. It's terribly edited. And that just really bugged me. He's like, 8 minutes. It's right there. It says 12.
Mm.
And what is the... So I get
Also, the amount of heat required to melt that much ice in Gotham in 8 minutes would incinerate the city.
So I get that Freeze's plan originally is pretty small scale. He's going to freeze things until they give him $1 billion to continue his research. Okay. And then Poison Ivy, her plan is to grow stronger plants and to kind of stop carbon emissions to save the planet.
She was onto something.
Okay. So far, we have two plans that can work together. They're compatible. They're copacetic. And then she's like, your wife's dead, want to freeze the whole planet, and then, I guess, kill all the plants too? And then I'll start over?
That's not how that works.
Those two plans don't work. One, he's like, I'm going to freeze the world. She's like, yes. And that will save all the plant life I'm trying to save.
Let's kick some ice. No?
My favorite part about that...
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
That has nothing to do with anything. That might be the best one because it's just not actually connected. I do like one of them when he's like falling down at the end with Batman. He's like, Batman freeze in hell. I'm like, that one's not bad. I can roll with that one. But boy, they used every ice pun they could. So let's say this happens in a reality. He used every ice pun he could. Does that mean like every 2 days he just has to start recycling them?
He must. Yeah.
Because he can't come up with that many more.
You never know. Chill out.
Oh, yes, that was there.
So ice to see you, Batman.
Did he say that one?
He may have.
I don't think that. So there you go. You found another one.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Or maybe it was in there. I'm not even sure.
Yeah. You won't skate by this time, Batman.
All right, that's enough of that. This is one of the worst movies ever. I saw it in theaters.
I did not.
My dad brought me.
Wow.
And he was not happy about it.
I can't believe he would be. Well, knowing Doug as I do, I don't think he would have been impressed at all.
Well, the thing, when I was growing up, my parents would never let me see movies, usually within the first 2 weeks of a release, because they hated crowds.
Oh, so now I know where you get it from.
Yeah, I do hate crowds. But for whatever reason, that one we saw early on, like packed theater. Must have been the only one because that movie made no money.
No, it did not.
He made it through most of the movie, and then I remember when Arnold went like, take 2 of these and call me in the morning. I didn't start with an impression, but I ended with one.
Yeah, I know.
And he just went, ugh! It's like, what? He's like, no, it's almost over. Let's just finish this.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't let me see Mask of the Phantasm in theaters, so I guess that's what we call karma. Didn't get to see the good one.
Neither did you.
No.
See?
Not for a while.
Exactly.
And I saw the bad one.
In theaters?
Yeah.
And you didn't see Mask of the Phantasm in theaters?
No, I didn't. I was told no because it was on Christmas in 93.
Oh.
It's like, absolutely not.
No, Zach. No.
I'll bring you to Batman in another 4 years, and let me tell you, that'll be a good one. It wasn't.
Oh, well.
That's it. It's terrible. I don't think we're bringing anything new to the table with this, but everyone has to take their crack at this one.
Oh, we did.
Poor everyone, and poor Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
I don't know if his career ever bounced back.
Mine might not after this.
Clooney, at least, came out of it. O'Donnell came out of it okay. Arnold didn't seem to be affected by it. Uma Thurman went on, so I guess no one was really hit that bad.
No, there are worse hits to be taken.
So that is Batman and Robin. Everyone calls it the worst Batman movie, and they're probably right.
Yes. Well, from there, let's go to letters to the editors.
Now for my favorite part of the show. What'd that say? Talk to the audience. Oh, God, this is always dead.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
Well, if that wasn't enough Batman talk for you.
Batsy.
Curses. But that was a terrible line.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
If you want to write us your own questions, it can be done at editorsnotecomics@gmail.com or on Facebook or on Twitter. Email's preferred, but do what you want. We've pretty much answered every question that's come through here. So yeah, if you want to, find your way onto the show, ask away.
All right, what's our question?
We might have been asked before. I don't remember. I'm
okay.
going to say that we haven't.
All right.
In the upcoming Batman movie, who should be the villain?
Oh, I thought you were going to say who should be Batman, because we've already answered that. The villain?
If this is going to be... I'm presenting like it's still the question, but we know it's going to be smaller scale and actually be a detective story.
Plant Man.
Wrong universe.
Whatever.
That's just Poison Ivy then.
Oh.
They are the same.
Small scale. Something low key.
I don't know who the main one should be, but I know I want to see, like, maybe have your opener just be, like, Batman out on the town and or do, like, a montage and just knock off a bunch of, like, small-name villains that you'll never get to see, like, in the big time. Like, take out a Calendar Man or a Kite Man and just montage of, like, Batman throwing all these guys in Arkham or jail or something. But I'd like to see a lot of minor ones, but not, like, in big roles. Kind of like what Dark Knight did with Scarecrow in the, like, first couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Where it's just Batman stopping him. I'd like to see more of that. That was a good scene.
You know what I'd like to see kind of a rehash of is the Penguin.
I was thinking that too. If we're doing a murder, you could do a murder mystery. He'd be a good one, especially if you went with more of the comic book version, where he's a level of a socialite and he does have some prestige, but also he does have criminal connections with the Iceberg Lounge. So yeah, I agree. I think he would be a fun one to try and rehash.
Max, what's his name?
Maxie Zeus?
No, the guy who owned the company that Selena Kyle worked for.
Oh, he was just for the movie. He was made up.
Never mind then. But maybe something like that, like a Kingpin or something. Maybe just like a more, not a villain with like superpowers, but like...
Maxie Zeus could be fun. A guy who thinks he has the power of the gods but doesn't.
I guess that could be fun. But I think Penguin would be a good one. It's been a while since we've had Penguin.
And don't do him gross this time. Just
give me a little portly guy and...
make him look like a little penguin. He's wearing a little tuxedo. He has a top hat.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, there was a story not all that long ago. This is very recent, where it was something similar to that, like where Jason Todd the Red Hood was trying to figure out what happened to his father, and he found out that like he worked for Penguin and he had him killed, and that's what happened to his daddy, and sad stuff like that. But you could do something like that.
Get Joe Pesci to play the Penguin.
You
mud up.
He would have been good, but he's retired now.
Well, he was in The Irishman.
He came out for one more with Scorsese, but I don't think he'd be like, okay, we know you're retired. Hear us out.
You just imagine like the Penguin being like, you mud up. Batman, you mother.
Yeah, Penguin's an easy one. If you want to do like a gangster one, you could do a Two-Face one. And not, I mean,
We just had Two-Face.
it's been 10 years, and also he was barely in it. If you did, again, I'm thinking small scale, so I'm thinking it's probably going to involve some kind of like gangster level stuff. And he's a decent mob boss. Just do him kind of creepy and not have stupid overblown speeches. Be like, if you something, you become the villain. This went on too long.
But then it's not really like not gangster. It's Harvey Dent.
Yeah, or just something different. What the hell do I know?
No.
All right, that's the show.
All right. If you like the show and want to help us out, go to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. $1 a month gets you this show a whole day early when my life schedule allows for it. Also, you can get spoiler and spoiler-free reviews of Buffy, Angel, and Firefly with Zach and Emily, and those come out just our Patreon exclusives. You can't get them anywhere else.
Those are almost weekly at this point, too.
Yeah, so
there's a twofer.
Yeah, you're getting
came out this week.
Getting big time comic content. On top of that, you can also visit the store at 210 Water Street in Hollowell. And you can visit him online, editorsnotecomics.com. He's also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And you have a different show. You already plugged it once. Plug it again.
Coach's Room Podcast.
Plug it again.
Coach's Room Podcast. You can find us on all your favorite podcasting platforms. We come out bi-weekly. This was a week where the show came out. We'll have a new one in a couple of weeks.
And if you could rate, review, subscribe, it actually would help us out, boost those numbers. I like an upward trajectory.
Yes.
Next week, we're back for something. I forgot to look.
Yes. And I'm on Twitter.
And you're on Twitter.
At Junior Rich.
But yeah, I don't remember what we're back for. It's probably not something good.
It'll be there.
It's probably something crappy. I meant not the show. I meant the topic.
Way to get me excited.
You're like, you're right. We will have a terrible show.
You know, it's been a while since we've had a bad one. Might as well have one now.
All right, we'll be back next week. I think I might remember what it is, but I'm not positive, so I'm not going to say.
Stay cool, Space Cats.
It'll just have to be a surprise when you see that link pop up in your feed once you subscribe. All right, we'll be back.
Stay cool, Space Cats.
Is that your catchphrase now?
It might be. I'm going to test them out.
Is that from something?
Nope. Maybe it is. I like it.
I'm not going to Google it, so I'm not going to Bing that. We'll just have to live with it.
Bing it. Jeez.
All right, bye.
Ask Jeeves.